What's up guys, Noah from Stage 3 Motorsports, and today I'm going to be bringing you an install on this TruXedo soft rolling tonneau cover for the Ford Ranger. Now we've got everything laid out in the bed, and you'll just want to make sure that you have your hardware pack, your clamps, 2 rails for the sides, a rail for the bulkhead, and then obviously the cover itself. And so once you have everything laid out, we can jump straight in. So let's get started on this install. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and put together this bulkhead rail that's going to go on the bulkhead of your actual truck bed. Now, preparing this thing is pretty simple. You'll have the rail itself. All you need to do is take the foam stripping, basically lay this down, cut a little hole in it. There's also a plastic cap on the end. You'll put one on each side, and then a little bit of foam on the ends of those as well. And so all that's really quick to assemble. And then you're going to take your hardware here to mount the bulkhead rail, and you'll basically have 2 long black screws for both sides, a thick washer that'll go under the head. Then you'll also have this rubber grommet with a thin washer, and basically what you'll do is push the screw with the thick washer through on the inside of the bed. Then the rubber grommet and the washer will come on the back side. That'll pinch the bulkhead, and when this tightens down, it'll allow it to lock on and hold the actual rail. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get this thing put on. So we're going to position our rail here between the bed caps and push it up flat against the bulkhead. And then we'll want to get it pretty close to even with the tops of the bed caps here, so it sits nice and flush. And now we're going to take our hardware and start fishing this through. All right, perfect. So we've got the hardware mounted on both sides and the rail's sitting nice and flush. The only other thing we need to do is there's 2 other little foam squares that are gonna go kind of underneath the bed caps here, where there's still a little bit of exposed painted area in the bed. And we're just gonna peel the adhesive off and stick these in there, and that's just gonna help with sealing the back of this bed up. All right, there we go. So now we're going to take our actual cover, and you'll find the end of it here with sort of this metal bracket along there, and then it'll already have a foam seal on it. So we're going to pick this up, move it, set it over the bulkhead, and then we'll be able to attach our 2 rails to the corners. Okay, so got it up against the bulkhead here, and the ends of this rail are exposed. Now the reason for that is we're going to take the side rails, and you're going to first want to take one of your corner foam pieces, which will come on a little disc that you'll have, and stick those over the plastic here so that seals. And then you'll see we've got this kind of notch section, and we're going to go ahead and place this so that it can slot into the rail. There we go. So that's the driver's side. Now let's do the passenger. Okay, so we've got both side rails in. Now we're gonna lift the rolling part of the tonneau up a little bit, and we can shift this whole thing forward and kind of get it centered so it's actually over the bulkhead rail. And then once we've got everything square, now we can go ahead and grab our clamps and we'll start tightening these rails to the bed. We've got our tonneau and our rails positioned evenly on the bed, and you may just want to slide it slightly to make sure everything's lined up to where your rubber seals are touching and it's all square. Then from there, we're going to take our 6 clamps. There'll be 3 for each side. You'll just need to loosen it up enough that you can pop these onto the rail, tighten them down, and all you'll need to do this is a 1/2 inch socket with a ratchet to basically lock it on there, and we'll get this all locked in right now. With our rails all tightened into place, the only thing we need to do now is actually test and make sure this all fits the way it should. Now, you also want to make sure you have these straps hanging down, because when you do roll your tonneau back up, these are going to be what you use to loop over it and hold it in place. But from there, with them down, we'll roll our tonneau out, and you want to make sure that these metal rods fit in between the rails as you roll. Bring it all the way out to the edge. And then the one last step we're going to need to do is on these two round corners, we're going to take our little foam corner inserts and stick these on so it seals nice. Put one on each side. There we go. With a little bit of pressure, those stay on. Then we're going to grab the tonneau from the center and pull it into the latches and give it some pressure downward to lock it into place. And from there, you'll just want to seal the sides with the Velcro. Okay, now lastly, we'll close up our tailgate. And as you can see, everything lines up square, and that rubber seal is fitting right up against the edge on the inside so that we're not getting any dust coming through. Now, if you do have a bit of a gap there or your rubber seal isn't lining up, you may need to just loosen your clamps and shift the tonneau towards the back of the truck slightly to get that to seal just right. But once it's done, it'll close up just fine. Now to release it, we're gonna need to come up underneath the corner here, and there's a little latch on each side. You'll just pop that metal down. There we go. That'll take the tension off, and we can simply roll the cover back. So that's going to be a wrap on this install for the TruXedo rolling tonneau cover. As always, thank you guys for watching, and if you're interested in picking up this cover for your truck, you can head down in the description below and click that link. It'll shoot you over to our website, and as always, we'll see you guys next time.